Welcome to Pigskin Passion TV, and it's your boy, the Black Mamba. Today is December the 5th, episode number 44. And guys, we back. We back for another week of fantasy football. And guys, Black Mamba may have fumbled the ball last week. I had a chance to ink my way and solidify a playoff spot, and I dropped the ball. And this week, if I lose, I don't get it. I may not get in. I still have other options to get in, but I could have made it a lot easier on myself if I had a won last week. And this week, I have the misfortune of playing one of the teams that I think is one of the best teams in the league. He has Tua as his quarterback, and he also has Tyreek Hill as a receiver. So he could very well go off this game. And even though his record is the same as mine, we're 7-6. His team is a lot more explosive and has the potential to put up 130 to 160 points a game each week. So it's going to be pretty interesting this week, and hopefully I can squeak a win. I was able to beat him back in week 4 of this week, so it's not far-fetched that I can win. I can't win, but it's just going to be a lot harder. So wish me luck, guys. And with that said, let's jump right into some waiver wire pickups this week. It's probably not a lot left on your waiver wire. And from here, I wouldn't get caught up on just picking up players that you don't need. It's all about making your lineup the best lineup you can possibly make it. And, you know, if you're going to grab players for insurance, that's good, only if it makes sense. You know, we're playing to win now, so let's jump right into some of these waiver wire pickups for this week if you guys are in need. The first pickup I would look at would be at quarterback is Jameis Winston. Last week, Derek Carr got hurt again, and I think Carr keeps coming back in simply because he doesn't want to lose his job to Jameis Winston. If Jameis is a starter this week, of course, he's going to be a high risk, but he's also a high reward pickup. So if you need a quarterback, pick him up, and he may be able to actually take you through the playoffs if Derek Carr is out for an extended period of time, as they also play the Giants and the Rams during fantasy playoffs. Next up is Russell Wilson. Russ didn't have one of his best performances this year. Last week, he threw for only 186 yards with one touchdown and 3 costly interceptions, but he was still able to run for 44 yards. And for the most part, he's been a serviceable quarterback this year, especially if you need a fantasy quarterback. So they still have the Chargers, Lions, and the Chargers again. So if you need a quarterback, if you're in need, especially after last night with Trevor Lawrence going down, and if Russ is available, he may be somebody who can fill in for you. At running back, Tajay Spears. As Derrick Henry, he suffered a concussion last week, and he more than likely will be out this week, and probably, he may miss more time than that. Spears, he's looked good in spot duty, and when he's had an opportunity, he's averaged like 5 yards per carry. They play Miami this week, so that should be a lot of opportunity for him, because I think Miami will be able to put some points on the board. So that means that Tajay, he should get a lot of action. He's a good running back that catches out of the backfield as well. So Tajay Spears is somebody that I take a look at. Another running back with the Washington Commanders is Antonio Gibson. Brian Robertson left with a hamstring injury last week. If he's out for any extended period of time, Gibson would probably be the lead back over Chris Rodriguez. So take a look at Antonio Gibson. I'm sure he's going to be on the waiver wire. And another running back that more than likely is out there on the waiver wire is Ezekiel Elliott with the Patriots. Ramondre Stevenson got hurt last week, and he's going to be out. I think he's out for the rest of the year, if I'm not mistaken. So Zeke, he's not the same Zeke that was with Dallas, but in fantasy at running back, volume is volume when you need it. And as a last resort, if you were in need for a running back and no one else was out there, Zeke definitely would be a running back he's at least going to get the carries and get you the volume. Whether the yards and the touchdown comes, who knows? But he gives you an opportunity to put some points on the board. And at wide receiver, if you're in need, Noah Brown with the Houston Texans, I think he would be a good pickup. He was actually hurt for a couple of games, but I think he's worth rostering because when he's been in, he put some good numbers up. One game he had 6 catches for 153 yards with 1 touchdown. And I think he came back and followed that up the following week with a 7 catch and 172 yard game. And with Tank Dell being out, I think that he'll be able to fill that void a little bit and get more targets. So Noah Brown definitely would be a wide receiver that I would plug into my lineup if you're in need of wide receiver. And guys, as always, I'm always streaming my defenses. I thought I had my defenses for the rest of the year, but it seems like both defenses have let me down on 2 consecutive weeks. Last week I had Detroit against Green Bay, and Green Bay just ran all over Detroit. This week I had Kansas City against that same Green Bay team, and Kansas City couldn't stop them either. So maybe it's Green Bay is the culprit here. Maybe it's not the defenses. But in any event, I'm back on the waiver wire looking for a defense. And fancy this, now that I'm talking about it, the defense that I'll be targeting this week is Green Bay. Green Bay, they limited Pat Mahomes last week to limited yardage as far as being able to pass. They sacked him 3 times and got an interception. And this is the second straight game where they've had 3 sacks with at least 1 takeaway. And they've had 1 takeaway for 3 weeks straight. This week they got the Giants and Tommy DeVito. And the Giants, that is, they've been averaging 6.5 sacks per game over the last 4 weeks. So Green Bay definitely is a defense that I'm going to target this week. Hopefully I can get them. I don't have a whole lot of money to put on the waiver wire. I think I only have like $7 left. So I may or may not be able to get them if someone else is really looking hard at them. Another defense, if I can't get Green Bay, that I don't think they're available in my league. But if they are available in your league, Houston Texans is another defense that you would want to look at. Against the Broncos last week, they had 3 interceptions. And since Derek Stingley Jr. has been consistently in the lineup, they've just been like ball hawks back there in that secondary. I think they've had maybe like 8 interceptions out of the games that he's actually played. So he definitely makes a difference back there in the defensive backfield. And this week they played the New York Jets, whose offense is just abysmal, and they should be able to add to that total. So the Houston Texans would be another a team that I would look at. And guys, those are my picks for waiver wire pickups. And if this is your last week of fantasy, I hope that you're getting ready to make that playoff push and go for the next 3 weeks after this into your playoffs and go strong. And in my next episode, guys, we're going to talk about Survivor. Yes, Survivor picks. We'll go over picks that more than likely let you down last week and talk about picks that we can go forward with for this upcoming week. And guys, there you have it. I hope this information was valuable to you. And I have a public service announcement. Spike that like, comment, subscribe, and it's your boy, the Black Mamba, out.